name is Becky Joy. I am your postpartum corrective exercise specialist. Diastasis recti, if you leave it untreated, what's gonna happen to you? Diastasis recti itself usually does not cause pain. It does not cause you any abdominal pain. However, there are a lot of issues that could accompany with having a diastasis recti, with having a weak core. Now, in research in paper that are published, there hasn't been a connection to say that, oh, if you have diastasis, you must have these kind of things. But working with over 500 clients one-on-one in my coaching program, and also because I've been through diastasis recti itself twice, I know that these are the issues that are very common when you have diastasis recti. So let's talk about it. Now, the first one is urinary incontinence. When you're jumping on a trampoline, jumping, coughing, sneezing, these all generate a lot of core pressure in your tummy. And when you have diastasis recti, weak core, you're unable to manage that core pressure in your core properly. So that pressure has to go somewhere. So it usually goes down to your pelvic floor, so causing you leaking because your pelvic floor is unable to manage this big amounts of tremendous pressure pushing down, causing it to leak. So you need to work on the pelvic floor muscles as well as the diastasis in order to reduce leaking or have leakage free. I'm sure you don't want to be wearing a pad for your whole life. Now, the second thing would be hernia. So maybe before having baby, your belly button isn't any, there's no bulging out, but after having a baby, your belly button all of a sudden become an outie. So if you haven't had a check on whether you have a hernia, that could be something that you could notice that, oh, your belly button is outie. That could be an indication that you might have an umbilical hernia. Umbilical hernia meaning because the connective tissue, your core is so stretched and thin, something, organ inside is pushing through a hole, making a little bubble here, and so causing something to pop out. So like your belly button being an outie, you would have to get an ultrasound to check it, and it can only be surgically removed. However, many of my clients have a hernia as well, and they have diastasis. But if they are able to heal the diastasis, right, having a strong core, strengthening the core muscles, and that will protect the hernia from getting worse, so that you don't have to go through under the knife again to have your hernia removed. So you could be asymptomatically live with it, and many of my clients do, and they are happy to do so because they don't have to go through surgery again. Now, the third thing would be back pain, lower back pain, upper back pain. Oh, this is so sore, making you feeling like you're losing that quality of life. You're unable to play with your kids because your back hurts, bending down to do changing diaper, to shower, and just even running around makes you so drained out by the end of the day because your back is constantly hurting. And this also could be because of the diastasis, because your bulging belly is constantly pulling you forward, so your back has to arches and your spine decompresses together. So it's always constantly working for you over time. When you're standing, it's working for you. When you're sitting, it's working for you. So it's constantly, there's no rest for it until maybe you probably sleep, but then maybe your sleeping position might not be the most optimum for your body, and then so you wake up in pain again. So I see this all the time in my coaching program. And so when you have a weak core, you just cannot maintain your posture upright. So that's why you have to work on a diastasis, having that strong core, having that back to come back like normal, so you don't have to take painkiller and just being so uncomfortable. I know my client is dreading by the day, and she wants to take painkiller, but she is not taking it, but she's suffering from it, and it's just it's something that you do not want to have it. And if you are somebody who is experiencing that, work on your diastasis recti. Now, the fourth thing that accompany with it, and that sort of goes hand in hand with the back pain, is your posture. So after pregnancy, our posture usually is not the same as before pregnancy. You might be slouching, your forward head, you may be because you have a desk job, you're constantly on your desk typing, and because of the modern society and how we are doing things now, many people have that kind of posture where they're slouching, or you could be overarching your back, right, flaring out your ribs, and you're also compressing that nugget in the spine in the back. And so if you don't have a core to do the work in the front, and your posture is only going to get worse because your core is in the center of your body. Without a strong core, your upper back, your lower back, your upper posture, lower posture is all going to be compromised. And also, if you don't have strong glutes, like your hips, you don't have strong glutes muscles there, it's so hard to hold your posture in the right form. And also, more importantly, when you have a poor posture, meaning most likely you're going to have a poor form when you perform the exercises. So even when you do the exercise that so and so are doing and that is helping her to heal her diastasis, but you're doing the same thing and you're not seeing change as a result, most likely because your form is not right. And when your form is not right, you are not going to do these exercises optimally and efficiently to heal yourself. So that's why having good posture, good form is crucial to healing DR, and vice versa. Having a strong core will help you to feeling a lot better when your core is strong and be able to hold your posture much better. And when you look at people who are like dancing and in ballet, and you can tell like, oh, she's definitely a dancer. She holds herself high up. She's so composed because they have good posture, and when they stand nicely, everything looks nicer in the body. Now, the fifth thing when you leave the diastasis recti untreated would be a harder subsequent pregnancy. So with each subsequent pregnancy, your diastasis is only going to get worse. I mean, your belly is going to balloon out again to accommodate the baby, and then it will shrink, but then it will not shrink back to where it was after the first pregnancy because the baseline was starting where you did not treat. And I had this experience myself after my first pregnancy. I did not heal it at all because, I don't know, it was another story, and I showed it to you in another video, but I could tell the second pregnancy was just so hard for me. And I know that after the second pregnancy, there was a long journey ahead for me to heal not only the DR, work on my leaking issues and my back pain. It was just very uncomfortable for me. And I can see from my clients who have third, fourth, and even on her 6 babies, she never worked on her DR, and she could tell me that everything was just getting worse and out of control. So you will want to work on your diastasis first before having another baby. And so that would be the most ideal situations if you can. So God bless if you don't have the time for it. By all means, you should definitely work on it as soon as you have another baby and throughout the pregnancy. Now, the final thing I wanted to tell you, if you leave the diastasis recti untreated, it could cause you a lot of digestive issues, bloating, passing gas, and burping, and just feeling very gassy and uncomfortable in your core. So think about it, like your belly, your diastasis, what's behind that abdominal wall? Your intestine, your stomach, right? And when your diastasis is there, your core is weak, those organs, it's not going to fall out. However, it's going to be loose, right? There's a lot of rooms in there for it to move around. You will not be digesting the same way. You'll feel much more bloated. And when you're feeling bloated, it's harder for you to do exercise as well because you don't know, okay, am I managing my core pressure properly? Am I doing this right? It's harder because you have that puffiness in the front. So working on your nutrition would be crucial. Overall, if you do not work on your diastasis, it will just decrease the quality of your life. And think about the incontinence, think about the back pain. If you don't have it, that's good that you don't have it, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't have it later on because you're leaving the diastasis recti untreated, right? It doesn't mean it won't develop later on. So if you are feeling that this is unbearable and you need to work on it, but you kept saying you don't have time, think about it more. What's important for you? What do you want to prioritize? And I think that a lot of the time we moms wanted to put all of our attentions to our babies, to our kids, and they don't think about themselves enough when we are suffering, right? When we are feeling we are so drained by the end of the day. This is not the right kind of role model. We wanted to model that behavior to our children, to feeling that we are unworthy. So I wanted to just think about it for a moment, and like if you do want to work on it, do it. You will not regret it because this is your health. This is the life. This is your quality of life. And I hope you find this video helpful. And if you have any questions or comment down below, ask me. I would love to make a video for you in my next videos. And if you wanted to work with me as my client, book a call with me to see if you would be a good fit in my Tummy Warrior coaching program, because I wanted to know about your situations, your diastasis conditions, your lifestyle, and everything. Make sure that we are mapping out the journey for you to help you heal. So I can't wait to chat with you, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.